जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. I don't know when I came, Amma had changed it. श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. Oh,
Sanskrit class was there in the morning, no? That is why.
they have changed it. Sanskrit class. This one, I don't know. I thought that it is Amma's. We kept the curtain up so where. No, tomorrow we put it back there. Swamiji wants that side. Ipo is okay.
Oh, that chair and everything.
What is it?
The chair and everything.
This one, awesome.
Yes, it is not there. I'll bring it next time. I think it is not.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
I'll bring it.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram. Oh no, it's all right. जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Hari Om. If you have true devotion to God, then the name is very dear to you and your mind gets concentrated on it easily. It all depends upon the intensity of your devotion to God. Repeat the name of God daily. In course of time, it will put down distractions of the mind. There is an infinite power in the name. That this particular sentence, you have to keep on giving a lot of importance. There is infinite power in the name. That means if we feel that, otherwise no. Because we have been chanting. But we have not been feeling that it has got infinite power. Question. I think some more drastic method is required. Papa. Drastic method is to get the mind detached. If a patient takes all kinds of food and also the medicine does not act. He should observe diet. Here the diet for the devotee is vairagya or detachment. Sadhana can bear fruit only if there is vairagya. Otherwise the mind runs after sense objects and the chanting becomes mechanical. What does it mean? As far as sadhakas like us are concerned, what does it mean? I will again read that. Here the diet for the devotee is vairagya or detachment. Sadhana can bear fruit only if there is vairagya. Otherwise the mind runs after sense objects and the chanting becomes mechanical. Sadhana can bear fruit only if there is vairagya. Otherwise, the mind runs after sense objects and the chanting becomes mechanical.
Sudha, no need. It is staying.
Two things are very important. The mind wanders if there is no love for the name. If you have true devotion to God and the name is very dear to you, and your mind gets concentrated on it easily, it all depends upon the intensity of your devotion to God. Repeat the name of God daily. In course of time, it will put down distractions for the mind. There is infinite power in the name. We go to a temple and the deity we love him, we are with, we worship him. So we feel the Chaitanya there. Otherwise, if somebody tells you that you should go to the temple, you are going to the temple along with him. You will do what he does, but you will not feel anything inside. So what is clear, when we have devotion, it is reflected on the deity. When we have devotion, it is reflected on the chanting. The mind wanders if there is no love for the name. If you have true devotion to God and the name is very dear to you and your mind gets concentrated on it easily, it all depends upon the intensity of your devotion to God. Repeat the name of God daily. In course of time, it will put down distractions from the mind. There is infinite power in the name. I think some more drastic method is required, not merely chanting. Because the drastic method is to get the mind detached. If a patient takes all kinds of food and also the medicine does not act. We should observe that. Here the diet for the devotee is vairagya or detachment. Sadhana can bear fruit only if there is vairagya. Otherwise the mind runs after sense objects and the chanting becomes mechanical. This is something on which all of us have to do that. All of us have to ponder over it and try to devise our own method. So far as chanting of Ramnama sadhana is concerned, the joy is felt from the very start of it, and bhakti is there. When you sing God's name with all love and devotion, the joy rises in your heart in floods. Just as the moment you put a lozenge in your mouth, the taste is sweet, so also with the name. After getting the sweetness, you say, Oh God, I do not want you, I have got your name. This is enough for me. I am drinking nectar. Your name is sweeter than you. Let the name be always on my tongue. Then I will enjoy ceaseless bliss. When you appear before me, there is joy. But when you disappear, I suffer pangs of your separation. Jagaraja also sings like that. Ramdas. Gopi said, We are satisfied with your remembrance. We do not want moksha. We do not want jnana. Let us remember you constantly. Remembrance means darshan. Remembrance means pure, alloyed, unalloyed bliss. Your remembrance is everything. We want such ananya bhakti. Sri Krishna is so gracious. It is said he gave them jnana, also unasked. So gopis were said to be jnani bhaktas. Jnana they got unasked, bhakti they asked for and got. The entire universe they saw as Sri Krishna. At first they were much attached to his form, and they were sad at heart when he left for Mathura. After they were given jnana, they got parabhakti. Wherever they turned their eyes, it was he. Gopis' bhakti is unparalleled. They were mad of it. They were raised to the highest eminence of perfection. They became Krishnamaya, so much so that whatever they saw, it was Sri Krishna. Whatever they handled, it was Sri Krishna. Everywhere, inside, outside, in all things, it was Sri Krishna. So when they were going to sell butter, instead of asking, do you want butter, they would say, do you want Krishna? Krishna. Butter was Sri Krishna. Milk was Sri Krishna. Cows were Sri Krishna. Everything was Sri Krishna. That was the state of gopis have created Vrindavan. Sri Ramakrishna first concentrated on the image of Kali. When initiated by Totapuri, he got jnana. He saw the whole universe as the manifestation of the Mother. After that, he ceased to go to the temple for worship. The temple did not attract him as before. When flowers were brought for the deity, he would put them on his own head. He himself had become Kali. Everybody was the manifestation of Kali. He became Kalimaya, just as Gopi became Krishnamaya. Krishna. So concentration on the name is easier than concentration on the form. Papa. Each one must follow the path which suits him best. If you want, you can concentrate on an image. It is all right for Sri Ramakrishna. He was a pujari. He could be for long hours in the temple. It is not possible for all. Name you can chant it.
ஆஃப் பண்ணணுமா?
சின்னதாக. Each one must follow the path which suits him best. If you want, you can concentrate on an image. It is all right for Sri Ramakrishna. He was a pujari. He could be for long hours in the temple. It is not possible for all. Name you can chant at any time, at all times. Even in darkness, you can take the name. It will be with you at all times. So in a way, chanting the name is easier than worshipping an image. When you go away from the temple, you forget it, unless you enthrone the image in your heart. That is possible only after worshipping for a long time. It's a long process. But Ramna, you can have with you everywhere. Another proof for all of us. Tukaram and Navdev were they Nambukas? Papa. They were going to temple, not all, but the name was their mainstay. At all times they were singing God's name. To Kabir, Tyagaraja and others say, the name was all sufficient. Name and form are not different. They are one and the same. Name itself is Brahman. But Brahman has no name and form. You give it. You give it name and form. You give the name and utter the name. By that you become one with Brahman. The name sounds sweet because God is supreme bliss. His name is also Ananda. Because the name and he are not different. Give the name and utter the name. By that you become one with Brahman. The name sounds sweet because God is supreme bliss. His name is also Ananda. Because the name and he are not different. bring this fact in our comments. When somebody comes and says that he has gone to this temple, he has done this discipline, and he has derived some benefit, either material benefit or spiritual benefit, then you and I develop faith in it. Think about it. Suppose we ask a person who goes to Guruvayur or Shabrimala, why are you going? He will have some anubhava. And that when we hear that anubhava, we have not gone there, okay? But when we hear that anubhava, slowly bhakti and faith and bhakti comes in our mind. And then when God arranges for us to go to the temple and see the deity, we go with this background. We may also be blessed with something. So the devotion comes from what? So now we feel that devotion comes because of anubhava and experience. So when a devotee says, I have been chanting, I got this, I got that, that aspect. Otherwise, what happens? It becomes dry. What is the devotional aspect? When he says you chant with love and devotion. Or when we make a sankalpa for somebody's benefit, a larger benefit, and we find it is answered. I will do, say, 1 lakh times, and you find it materializes. So it is a proven fact to you. You have not gone anywhere. You have only chanted. But the intensity is there, and a target is there. So when you do that, probably a state he will make us that even if it is not fulfilled, our faith will not be shaken. Though initially there will be a jerk, but this aspect has also to be brought in. Somebody has got this anubhava, so we have mentioned. Or one soul.
நிஜமாவே நம்ம நாமம் ஜெபிச்சா கேட்கறதெல்லாம் கிடைக்கிறது. நம்மளால அவர் வேணும் கிடைக்காம அவர் உண்டாக்குற சாதனங்கள் மேலதான் இருக்கு. அந்த வைராக்கியம் நீதான் வேணும் இத்தனை சாஸ்திரம் இல்லையேன்னு போடுறது நமக்கு இதேதான் பயன்படுது. கல்யாணம் ஆபீஸ்ல வேலையெல்லாம் அதிலே கேட்டு நம்ம நாமம் ஜெபிச்சா நிச்சயமா கிடைக்கிறது. நம்ம அவர்தான் வேணும்.
I think as devotees we should also share whatever anubhava we have, because that will give a boost. Otherwise, analyzing that is also necessary. What we are trying to get through the examples, those are all related, are 100% related. But the thing is, with love and devotion, so far as chanting of Ram Nama sadhana is concerned, the joy is felt from the very start of it, when bhakti is there. When you sing God's name with all love and devotion, then joy rises in your heart, influx. It need not be that we get something. Yes, many people when they go, especially we have seen in Bangalore when devotee was there. I'm talking about in 70s. Very ardent bhakta of Shabarimala. Every year he will go. He was a driver. So came back and one day he used to go to Bangalore very often at that time. So one day we happened to be there at home. So we said, I have constructed a new house. You should come, outhouse. Okay. Mangeshwari. So he said, I will come and take you. So he came with an auto and then took us there. So I told him, how could you do this? It's all by Ayyappa. Ever since I started going, I was not asking anything of Ayyappa. But he will give us the prompting at the right time, arrange everything in the right time, and then get it done. He was not praying for that. So to me only he. So why not we try to recollect such association with great bhaktas and then connect it because it is necessary. Then only he says, so far as chanting of Ramnam and sadhana is concerned, the joy is felt from the very start of it when bhakti is there. When you sing God's name with all love and devotion, then joy rises in your heart in floods. Just as the moment you put a lozenge in your mouth, you taste its sweetness, so also with the name. After getting the sweetness, you say, oh God, I do not want you, I have got your name. This is enough for me. I am drinking nectar. Your name is sweeter than you. Let the name be always on my tongue. Then I will enjoy ceaseless bliss. When you appear before me, there is joy. But when you disappear, I suffer pangs of separation. Tyagaraja said here. We are satisfied, Gopi said, we are satisfied with your remembrance. You do not want moksha, you do not want jnana. Let us remember you constantly. Remembrance means darshan. Remembrance means pure, unalloyed bliss. Your remembrance is everything. We want such an endeavor. Sri Krishna is so gracious. He said he gave them jnana, and jnana also unasked. So gopis were said to be jnani bhaktas. Jnana they got unasked. Bhakti they asked for and got. The entire universe they saw as Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna. Yes, now I remember. Must be 15 years, 10, 15 years back. Somebody came from Chennai and we were explaining about papas. Then he said, Bhakti element is not here. I said, papas, Bhakti is this. But no, Bhakti element is not here. Because he comes from a background where Murti is there.
Swamiji, this Dr. Ramdas, he was very inspiring for us all. So inspiring, so inspiring.
Now, how to bring this dimension in our Namosava? start thinking about. Ramdas can testify to the fact that chanting or singing God's name grants everlasting peace. The mind becomes calm and serene. Those who write Ramnam for 2 or 3 hours a day also get the same experience. There is in this practice what they call coordination of sight, mind, and hand. With the result, the mind ceases to wander. The mind gets concentrated. Then you release the hidden divine power which subdues thoughts and controls these actions. All this is done either by writing or chanting Ram. For those who have no work to do, the best thing is to write the name. At once the mind gets attuned to the divine name and experiences ecstasy. Ramdas could not sit in one place and write the name. He was leading a wandering life and was only chanting the name. To those who can sit for a long time, writing is all right. They find it very difficult to repeat the name orally or mentally. When the mind in the eyes and the mind, eyes and the hands are coordinated, it will be easy to focus the mind on God. Question. But after some time the writing becomes mechanical and the mind wanders. Papa. The same thing happens also when chanting. The mind wanders if there is no love for the name. If you have true devotion to God, then the name is very dear to you and your mind gets concentrated on it easily. If it all depends upon the intensity of your devotion to God. Purandar Das, after he left home, was going to a temple at Vijayanagar. He had renounced everything he possessed. He had nothing with him. On the way, he noticed that his wife was hiding something. When asked, she said, I have got a silver vessel. He took the vessel from her and threw it into a well nearby. She was also a great soul. She had taken the vessel for the use of her husband, not for herself. They proceeded on the journey. He was going ahead of his wife. He saw on the road a diamond that had been dropped by somebody. He feared that his wife might be tempted to pick it up, so covered it with some soft earth by his toe. She came forward and asked him, What is it that you are hiding? He replied, There was a diamond. I hid it so that you might not pick it up. She said, You still see the difference between a stone and a diamond. Your renunciation is not complete. You are still unripe. She thus taught him a good lesson. On account of her, he got true devotion to God. The spirit of Vairagya came to him through his wife. He was at once he was at one time a most miserly man. Samaloshtanta Kanchana. No? Bhagavad Gita ji says, you cannot read that all. To us, mud is mud and Kanchana is Kanchana. Tukaram and Rameshwar but were contemporaries. They lived as neighbors. Rameshwar would had a philosopher's stone, Parasmani. Every day he would get some iron turned into gold by the touch of the stone. He was thus leading a very comfortable life. Tukaram's wife came to know of this. So she went to Rameshwar but south. And when he was away, he asked his wife to show her correspondence. On examining, she said, "This is but a simple stone." No, the other lady replied, "If it touches iron, the latter turns into gold." Tukaram's wife was surprised and said, "Please lend it to me for a day. I will convert some iron into gold. We are starving at home. My husband is always in the temple singing God's name." She was given the philosopher's stone and she took it home. In a few minutes, Tukaram came. "What is this that you have got?" he asked. She replied, "This is philosopher's stone. I borrowed it from Rameshwar's wife for a day." Tukaram took it from her, went out and threw it in the Chandrabhaga river. Tukaram's wife was distressed and asked, "What shall I say to that woman who lent it to me?" When the philosopher's stone was not returned as promised, the woman came and when told that it had been thrown, she, "How can I face my husband? He will surely kill me." Then Tukaram's wife told her husband, "What is this that you have done? You have put me into great trouble. When her husband comes home, he will ask for it." What can she reply? He will flog her to death. At this, Tukaram led the neighbor's wife to the riverside. He then took a handful of pebbles from the bed of the river, asked her to take one pebble. Though all the pebbles in the hands were turned to be philosopher's stones, she took one out of them. The rest she threw back into the river. By the touch of the same pebbles became philosopher's stone. Still, Tukaram and his family were starving at home owing to poverty. When wealth comes to the door, Nishkama Bhakta reject it. Ramdas has seen many who are wealthy. They are utterly forgetful of God. He will not throw it. He will take something and give back. Na? Rameshwar Bhatt, who was using the philosopher's stone only once a day, was a wise man indeed. Papa. As he was rich, he became proud and arrogant. He was giving a lot of trouble to Tukaram. He treated him with utter contempt. Tukaram bore everything calmly. For several months, Ramdas was without a vessel when he was going from place to place. In the first year, he had a small aluminium lota, which cost him 6 annas. In that, he sometimes boiled rice for his food. Later on, as he traveled, he found it an encumbrance. Books also he gave up. He had only one cloth. Whenever he went to a house for bhiksha, he would be given some roti with chutney. He would take it in his hand, sit in the courtyard outside, and eat it. After his meal, he would drink water in his cupped hands and walk away. At Chitrakoot, Ramdas found a sadhu standing on the terrace of a house and calling him. Ramdas went up to him. The sadhu was naked. He was observing silence. He looked at Ramdas and said, "Paisan, what is this? You have no vessel? You must have one." He told us he had one small water vessel made of God, which he forced Ramdas to take. As it was given by a sadhu, he used it for a day. The next day he gave it away. Ramdas was for months without any water bottle. Sadhus who were keeping him company in the wandering life used to have 2 or 3 vessels with them for cooking and for carrying water. And they used to have on their back a bundle containing blankets, deer skins, some extra cloth. As Ramdas had nothing with him except one cloth that covered his body, the sadhus had great respect for him. When they were cooking for themselves, they would get the provisions and do the cooking together. Some would bring water, some firewood, and so on. But if Ramdas would offer to join them, they would object and say, "No, no, you sit down and take Ram." They would take the deer skin spread and come and tell him, "Sit here, do not bother." When the food was ready, they would take a leaf spread before him and serve roti in that. And when going to sleep in the night, they would take out a tumble, spread it, and ask him to sleep on it. The next morning, he would get up and walk away. He never asked them to do anything. You could sleep on bare ground. He never felt any discomfort. He became used to that kind of life. When Ramdas was staying in a restaurant, Satsangatve Nisangatvam, Nisangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nishcharatvam, Nishcharatve Jivanam. Contact of saying gives attachment, which in turn brings freedom from delusion. Freedom from delusion results in perfect stillness of the mind, by which mukti is attained. A wandering mind cannot see God. It must become still. The way to do this is satsang. Some sadhus dwelling in kutis or ashrams in Rishikesh lead a hard life for several years. They say, I have lived in the Himalayas for 20 years or more and undergone severe austerities, but still I have achieved nothing. What kind of life do they lead? They take unwholesome food which they receive from unnatural class. Their stomach is constantly upset. They suffer from so many physical ailments. They frequent hospitals. They do little sadhana as their mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the body. Unless you have a burning aspiration for God, the mind cannot be fixed on Him. Where your love is, there your mind is. Just as a miser constantly thinks of money and money alone, so a bhakta has ananya bhakti, exclusive devotion for God. In Narada Bhakti Sutra, bhakti is defined as highest love for God. When you have intense love for God, everything else is forgotten. Then you will realize God. Therefore, you must do bhajan, have satsang, and remember God. If you taste once the sweetness of God remembrance, you will never forget it. You will have the first stage of that experience in satsang only. Question, do you have satsang with Papa? Papa. Satsang must be within, not outside alone. Satsang must be within. Good. Devotee, we have taken refuge in you. Our mind is in Papa alone. Even if Papa drives us away, we will not go. You are everything, father, mother, and all. We will not leave you, even at the point of death. Next day. What is meant by remembrance of God? It is not simply uttering His name. Repetition of the name must bring God into the mind. Otherwise, repetition is mechanical. It is no good repeating God's name like a parrot. Remembrance must develop into an intoxication of God, and that intoxication in turn must develop into God consciousness. So much so, you come to know that you and He are one, and thereafter you are aware of the divine presence at all times. In that state, you forget the body. You may be conscious of the body to the extent necessary for taking, for talking, eating, walking, and for its maintenance. But you have no desire for money, fame, name, sense enjoyment, or anything of the world. Money, fame, name, sense enjoyments, or anything of the world. Because you are filled with the divine ecstasy, divine joy. You behold God everywhere, you hear Him everywhere, you touch Him everywhere. Because for you in that state there is nothing but God. As you know you are He, you are not different from Him. This is what Vedanta teaches us. This is God realization. So let your devotion be to God within you. You start with the duality. You look upon him as master and yourself as his servant, or him as mother, yourself as his child. In whatever way you worship and adore him and surrender yourself to him, let it all be God within you. He is verily in you. By constantly taking his name, you will have your mind purified, freed from all passions and desires of the flesh. You will then realize that God within you is your own self. Before that, you did not know that you and He are one. So, preparation is necessary. First is the company of saints and sages. Remembrance of God becomes possible by having the frequent contacts of saints. In their presence, it is that you are spiritually awakened and are able to maintain a steady remembrance of God, your own self. You will transcend time, space, and joy, and peace will be welling upon you. You are surprised how you got this experience. Because till then, you knew only ephemeral pressures derived from the object of senses. When you are in the presence of saints, you are in contact with, when you are in the presence, you are not in contact with any external sense object. And still a strange peace and joy is revealed in you. As Swami Vivekananda, Swami Brahmananda, and other intimate disciples of Sri Ramakrishna experienced in his presence. They were attracted by his divine personality more and more. When they were with him, they found the peace and the passeth understanding, which brought about the spiritual awakening in them, and ultimately the realization of God. So the company of saints is essential for those who strive to walk on the spiritual path. But here we have also seen people who have spent a lot of time in the presence of saints, they have not derived the benefit. Accepting their attachment to that form. You have to think about it. Repetition of God's name with all faith and devotion is the easiest means. There is no easier way to quell the waves of the mind and free from all kinds of desires. The name of God is all powerful. It subdues the waves of the mind and yields to the aspirant strength, steadiness, and peace. It sounds sweet to you. The mother finds the name of her child very sweet. Even if somebody else calls out the child's name, she attentively listens to it. If you are really longing to realize God, His name should cast a spell on you and prevent your mind from wandering. A miser, even though he may be engaged otherwise, is attracted the moment he hears the sound of a coin dropping on the ground. Yesterday he was highlighting about concentration. Today he is highlighting on the bhakti aspect. So now, in order to give us clarity, he said bhakti towards who? Towards the indwelling reality. So the sense of individuality, the me and mine in us, is the bhakta. And he, the Bhagavan, who is seated within, in whose presence I live, the bhakta live. At the moment I am not aware. I have intellectually understood. So Papa says develop the bhakti towards that. Because Papa's bhakti was not really deity as such. In spite of not recognizing him, not worshipping him, not respecting him or revering him, he continues to be with me. Will that take us to this bhakti? Normally, when we ignore a person, even father and mother, after some age, the son ignores. Not that the parents will not have anything, but it becomes hampered. What they had during their childhood, that will not be. But when we happen to remember what all they have done for us, slowly, the sentiments will start coming. Yes, I have experienced somebody when he heard about the pangs of mothers, delivery time, bringing up. Later on, he was preoccupied with so many things. Mother was in touch with him. He was in touch with her. Not deep. So when she passed away and he came to telling her, when they remembered, I mean, he started crying. I have not taken care of my mother when she was alive. He consoled him, the mother will never pursue. Mother will never pursue. So that means what all we have been given, what all we have blessed with. I think that could be one of the ways which we can introduce in our history. That wording should be there. And Papa keeps on telling that you have to chant with love and devotion, love and devotion, love and devotion. How do we do that? How is this practical? When he has given me the birth of a human being, when he has provided everything through Mother Nature, so that I don't have to do anything for my air, for my water, for my earth, for my space, for my body temperature, for the sun. Everything has been provided by him, without which I cannot survive. All the creature comforts I enjoy have been given to us. So like that when we say, it becomes a dry statement, but suppose when we say the giver who is within us has been giving, but we have not acknowledged him at all. We have not recognized him at all. We have never felt gratitude towards him at all. But still he has not left us. He has not diluted an inch in his benedictions, in his blessings. Vinobaji in his commentary in 15th chapter, he says, even when we deny sun and condemn him, I'm not interested. Without you, I can manage. I will not see you tomorrow. But even then, he says, the sun will definitely illumine your house. Because you don't know, sun knows, without sun, you cannot survive. Could that be some method by which the love dimension, it should not be, it's not sentimental, it is factual. At the same time, it's a bhakti connected to not to a deity, but nobody is telling anything. All are saying yes, yes, yes. Uh,
Seventh wonder, eighth wonder. Swamiji, seven wonders of the world.
that's all.
Academic, huh?
That is all okay. We know that. I'm asking now, we don't want any details.
Oh, gratitude to the divine. Auntie is talking about gratitude to the divine, Swamiji. Auntie saying if we read that again and again, gratitude to the divine, it might inculcate some amount of love.
That is right. We have not developed, the devotion, how to bring the devotional aspect.
We need to pray to them to give us devotion, Swamiji. Devotion and bhakti is a gift of God.
Let your devotion be to God within you. Normally, devotion means devotion to a deity. The moment he is a bhakta, he is a Ayya bhakta, he is a Guruvayur bhakta, he is a Shiva bhakta, Devi bhakta. So our hurdle is that. So there are umpteen number of persons who will be able to say that they are all worldly. They may be talking about worldly. Doesn't matter. Initially worldly only.
Swamiji,
Uh,
how much ever devotion we have, I think it becomes complete only when we are able to see that God in everybody.
that is final. That is the final. This is the pathway. You are talking about the final. Again, it will become academic. Let your devotion be to God within you. You start with the duality. You look upon him as master, yourself as his servant, or him as mother, yourself as his child. In whatever way you worship and adore him and surrender yourself to him, let it all be to God within you. He is verily in you. By constantly taking his name, you will have your mind purified, freed from all passions and desires of the flesh. You will then realize that God within you is your own self. Before that, you did not know that you and he are one. With each other. Gratitude also helps, but we have to bring that. I think we can include something like that.
When we think of
Ah.
bhajan first, then the
It's not verifiable. It's not verifiable. Not the fact.
No, the loving relationship develops in our heart, and then automatically the love for him.
And some passages in Inquest of God and all that. when Papa is passing through an intense emotion, bhakti moment, we also feel that. We feel that we are Papa at that time.
We relate.
Our bhakti, you don't take it. That is very sentimental, emotional level.
It's not even there. And it's
Ah.
also not coming
It does not enable us to surrender to it. We will not say that, that's all.
No, but when we read it, no, Swamiji, something happens. We are
Something
aligning with
happens.
that.
Something happens.
That is not important.
That has not helped us, After that, we are back to square one. Same likes, same dislikes, same prejudice, same preference.
living in this state and something then bhakti.
We have to pray.
We will do something that today He has given us this. Let your devotion be to God within you. You start with the duality, you look upon Him as master and yourself as a servant of Him, or as mother and child. In whatever way you worship and adore Him and surrender yourself to Him, let it all be to God within you. He is verily in you. By constantly taking His name, you will have your mind purified, freed from all passions and desires of the flesh. You will then realize that God within you is your own self. Before that, you did not know that you and He were one. Even in there you will have, you will take 2 dimensions on these lines.
Very
Replace
well.
it. Bangalore.
Okay. Okay.
But there are bhaktas also. They will be able to easily connect. Majority of the Kannada, they are bhaktas. Basically, they are innocent bhaktas. They will not be able to have deep. So they will enjoy this. Here also we will take it. On 15, we will put something out. Shri, let us start thinking about it. Yesterday it was on concentration, reflection, everything. Today it is on bhakti. Also that we get benefited in personally. That unless and until we bring in this dimension, not merely analyzing it and just knowing the reality intellectually, but it should also have the what you call that glow, paste of bhakti. It's a must. And here advantage is it is not a deity or a person. This is a mystic bhakti. A bhakti where normally we go to a temple or a deity, we become an ardent devotee because of the various experience our devotion has given to us. So this one is a tough one because here there is no deity as such. But we are trying to remember the invisible deity in us, who has been providing, who is with us, who has been with us, and who has not left us just because we have ignored him. So we should have an added taste and easy for our sadhana. Because long hours of travel, money, time, everything is needed for to go to a temple or a deity. Here we just close our eyes and feel. Just like Nama, there is easiness in the Nama, there is easiness in the devotion of it. Let us start thinking about it. He will try to help us about devotion. We are not belittling what they got, but within the framework of Papa's thing, we are trying to understand something about Bhakti. Oh, Shri Ram. You gave us the sound, you gave us the language, so you gave us the mantra, you gave us the tune. Oh, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.